Y'all, help me wish my love, Phileto T. Daniel, a happy birthday. I pray today is all you dreamed of. Wishing you many more great years ahead. Y'all, look at this card I got him. It looks like me with my bun and him with the clean shave. Posted May 18, 2023. Happier times, I imagine. So what happened? People change, sometimes people don't change. Whatever it was, I don't think that she deserved this. On January 17th, Phileto Daniel would break into Latricia Walton's apartment at Sugar Mill. Witnesses said they seen him around the apartment complex. He was acting strange, carrying antifreeze with him. It would be after the fact. It's always after the fact. Latricia and Phileto, Tisha and Phil, they had an on-again, off-again relationship for 6 years. In February 2024, Tisha asked Phil for her key back and ended the relationship once again. I guess this time Phil knew that there was no going back, that it was really over. On January 17, 2025, Phil had entered her apartment unbeknownst to her with bad intentions. He had planned to end her life that day. For those of you who have followed me, and for those of you who haven't, I normally like to go on socials to find out a little bit more information that the news doesn't always give you. I immediately noticed on January 16th, the day before he would attack Tisha, he blacked out his profile picture. A week before that, January 8th, he posted, "God, please help me heal my heart." On January 3rd, he posted, "Part of the journey is the end." Also, on January 3rd, he posted, "Damn, I had one hell of a run." On January 2nd, life officially taught me anyone can switch up, no matter the history or the bond. I feel like he was preparing. I feel like he had this on his mind. Around 2 p.m., police would arrive thereafter and they find Latricia. She had been stabbed 37 times by Phileto and shot twice, once in the face and once in the shoulder. He left her for dead. Police would find Phil with zip ties around his neck. He was covered in blood, and it's believed that he ingested the antifreeze. Police later determined that Phil had zip-tied himself and stabbed and shot Tisha. Tisha was taken to a local hospital where she was then placed on a ventilator and in critical condition. Columbus police would say that Phil had driven around several stores in Columbus getting the supplies. He purchased a chef's knife, antifreeze hours prior to the incident. The .22 caliber he used was reported stolen from Texas. As the days passed by, with the love and support and prayers coming in through family and friends, Tisha was pulling through, slowly but surely, and then taken off the ventilator, breathing on her own. She has a way to go, mentally, physically, emotionally, but she's here. She's still here. At Recorder's Court, Tisha was not able to appear. However, her sister Tika Ferguson, she would speak on her sister's behalf.
My name is Tika Ferguson. I am the sister of the victim, Latricia Walton. Through the grace of God, she is still here physically on this earth with us. But due to gruesome, life-altering injuries that she's recovering from, she's not able to be here today. As such, the family and I are here in her place, and we will continue to be here, but I'm speaking on behalf of Latricia and the family. You hear and read about these type of domestic violence situations, and you may sympathize or empathize with those involved, but it never resonates because it's not you nor your loved one. Well, this one hits home, and to some degree, we're all still in a state of shock, even Tisha. People always say after the fact, "I never thought that he or she would do something like that." Well, I've always told people that I never put anything past anyone. Some things may be highly unlikely, but they're always possible. It's truly been a nightmare from the moment that I received a call from my nephew, screaming, saying that my sister had been stabbed and shot. I truly did not know if my sister was alive or not. Tisha's children are suffering horribly. Her mother, father, her brothers, sisters, aunts, cousins, everybody in the family is suffering due to this senseless act. Most importantly, Tisha is clearly suffering the most. This has affected us in more ways than anyone could ever imagine. Tisha has been affected, but we've all been affected emotionally, mentally, physically, and even financially. People say that time heals all wounds, but our wounds are still open and they have not begun to heal. Every time we think that there's a scab forming over our wounds, it's snatched off again. And even more so in recent days, because Tisha's starting to come to, and she's recounted the horrific events of what occurred to her. It's truly heartbreaking to know what my sister has been through. It truly sounds like a scene from a horror movie. We know everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and we know that Phileto Daniel will have his day in court. We truly respect and trust the judicial system to the fullest. However, during the meantime, we ask that you not grant him bond because my sister is still fearing for her life. This attempt to take her life occurred on January the 17th. However, the torture began way before that time. We're pleading to the court to hold him until his trial date. That at least will allow her to be at ease to some degree while she heals, knowing that this monster would not have the opportunity to come back and finish the job that he tried to do initially. During the course of this relationship, this man told Latricia and others that she saved his life. So it's disheartening to know that the person who supposedly saved his life is now the person whose life he tried to take so violently. Phil did not face Latricia as a man, but instead waited in her house, unsuspecting, in the darkness, and ready to ambush her to take her life. But unbeknownst to him, she had the willpower, the resilience, the tenacity, the love of life, the love of her family, the support of friends, and everything else in her to say that this is not over. After my sister was shot twice and stabbed over 30 times, she without a doubt had to put up for the fight of her life. Latricia wants everyone to know that Phil did not dim her light, nor did he dim her shine. With every breath that she's taken, she's glowing more and more by the day. We hope that Latricia's situation and condition, as well as what we're saying on her behalf, is taken into consideration when making any rulings today, specifically about his bond. Please keep in mind that Phileto Daniel chose this situation. However, this situation was chosen for Latricia, and that is not fair to her. Lastly, I consulted with Latricia before coming here, and she wanted me to say something specifically. Phileto was not the only one involved in this. His family enabled him. Specifically, Kiki, you played a role in this situation. You should be leading by example. You have grandkids. You're the matriarch of this family, and you're too old. It's time for you to put the bottle down and be the person that you should be. That's all I have to say, so thank you.
It's amazing that Tisha had to play dead and then call the police, and she saved her own life. So many couldn't, right here in Columbus, dying behind domestic violence. I would like to take just a moment and share with you some of the stories that I covered. Unfortunate, these young women died by the hands of people that once said that they loved them. On September 22nd, 2018, Mark L. Irving, he would get life in prison, 35 years, the least, after abducting Destiny Virgin when she tried to make a run for it after he kidnapped her. He gunned her down right there on Macon Road. Her mother still places flowers there to this day, where her daughter may have taken her last breath. On July 17, 2019, Brandon Jackson would stab to death his 3 young children, ages 3, 1, and 1 month old, and their mother, Jerica Spellman, at the E. Canty homes. They had a tumultuous relationship, and in the end, he would take his own life in police custody. Senseless killings. Senseless. People still remember and talk about that to this day. On March 1st, 2021, Cortez Thomas killed Jasmine Treese, And Kiara Williams, I personally know Kiara since she was a little girl. He killed them right at the Family Dollar on Floyd Road. He didn't realize that her 6-year-old daughter was in the back seat of the car, and she was able to tell the police that it was Cortez that killed her mother. Chastity Dean and Kyle Dean had just moved here to Columbus, Georgia. They were in a very abusive relationship. He would chokehold her that day and stab her to death, and she was pregnant carrying his child at that same apartment complex, the E. Canty Homes, the same place that Jerica Spellman and her 3 children lost their lives. Chastity was ready. She had called the domestic abuse shelters, and she said she was ready to move on with her life and take care of her unborn child on her own, but he got her before she was able to do that. This could have been Latricia Walton's story. She could have been added to this list of beautiful young women right here that were murdered for no reason by jealous men. I looked on Letitia's timeline. I don't know her. We have plenty of mutual Facebook friends, but she seems right now to be in good spirits. And I hope with the help of her friends and family, she can still progress faster, quicker, and pull through. I'm definitely wishing her a speedy recovery. There is a link to a GoFundMe to help her with her healing journey. It's not just emotional, it's not just spiritual, it's not just mental and physical. It's financial too. So anything you give, I'm sure, would be a blessing to her and her family.